Okay, so this is our project. And can you see my screen now?
Then you know it's clear.
Okay, okay. So now this is where we stopped in our previous class before we went on vacation. So we've seen the icons and you've seen how our folder structure looks like. And these are the three basics for web, the index, and which I've explained the reason why we need to name this as index as the default file because we have numerous web pages later on, and this is what the browser will be searching for as this. So this now will now assume at the home page of your website. So now maybe we can later have about us.html, admission.html, depending on what you want to do. So, but always make sure that your default page, your hero page, your home page should be named as index.html. So, and I've explained this. So now, what? So okay, we are not trying to join it with our so that everything that we are doing it should be going to our GitHub so that later on we will now make it as a page later that someone can access. So now that's where we stopped. So now after when our folder structure is okay now, so what we just have to do now is to connect this with our GitHub account. And to do that, let me go to my terminal, Ctrl J as my terminal. So now I'm already in the folder of this my ATM, and then we've already created the GitHub as this ATM card, right? So now what we just have to do now, because this is our command line, so we just copy this as our first, or we can even start with this for this to initialize it. We have to git init to initialize. So it has been initialized now. So now you can just come down here and copy this. Sorry, before that, we should first clone it. Let's first clone this our GitHub. Let's clone it. We will clone git clone then paste. Okay. Aha, correct. After cloning, you come down to this, copy your remote, copy it, and then paste it. Okay. Someone is trying to join. Who is this?
Sorry, the git remote add more explanation.
Okay, this one it is just for because now this we are running it from a command line, right? So and we want this. I'm coming. Not come back. Let me accept these people. I think okay. I've accepted it. So back to this git remote add origin. One because I'm not using the you know our VS Code it has its own GitHub setup there feature inside, but I'm not using it, and this for
Yeah.
this for the source control for our GitHub, right? So now if because I'm running it through command, so and I want this remote it is just more of like I want you to locate this my account in online, go and locate it and add this to it. Is that clear?
Yes.
So that's what basically what it means here. The remote here means online. That is something that is on air because we have already created this online, right? And it's already
Which
in.
means it's
Mhm.
going to add the repository ATM
Exactly.
repository.
So yeah, that is what we are doing now. It is more of like we are not connecting it with our online GitHub. That's what it means.
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
just want us to be familiar with the command line CLI. So that's why I don't to use the easier step.
So the origin in the argument there. The
Now,
origin after which you need add origin.
Eh,
The origin is in the ATM directory.
no, no, no. The origin now. The origin. It is. That's your branch. Is
Okay.
that clear? The
So
origin
that
here.
okay, since you have initialized it.
Mm,
Okay. I
you know,
understand.
let me show you something about this initialization. You know, if you could remember during your ALX, sorry, because this is not ALX class, but because since you are the only person in class, so that's why I'm just trying to relate it. There's a project that you did about something git ignore, right?
Yes.
Do you still remember? So, do
Yes.
you really know what that thing means? So what it means basically is that now you see most projects that you will come across later, there are a lot of things that are related to that project, but sometimes it's very or it's professional to be hidden. The reason why is it's because once you have tampered with that thing, it can affect your what it can affect that your project. That's why if you now go back to our GUI, now if you now come back to this my ATM, you will see the git here that it's not that very active with others. Can you see
Yes.
that? Anything
Yeah.
that you are seeing here, it is more like that thing is very important. So, and they don't just want any other person to what to delete. That's why you also, if you go back to your local C, you see a lot of files like that too that are not, you see now this program data, you see a lot of files that it's not that. So these are things that are happening, they are temporary files, so they call them tmp files. That slash that's on under our linux, that's slash
Yes.
tmp. Hmm? That tmp, they are more of like your root files that they don't want someone to touch it, because once you've touched it, it can affect that particular program. Do you understand it now? So don't worry. See, this
Yes.
project, I've concluded that all the project that we will be doing, I will be making it as a pamphlet, which I will also be sending to you guys, so that I will explain each steps there. So because of time, after this, then go back to your this now, and then you can, since it's already under main branch, so we can just come down here and then create our what and paste it. Sorry, paste it here. It's already under main branch, and before anything should happen here, we should write commit. Write git commit. Then let's say initial let's say initialization of ATM project, something like this, and then okay. What are you saying? So, on branch main initial.
Contract 5. It has not been added
Okay,
to
great. Yes, sorry,
include
sorry.
what
Git
is
add, sorry.
coming.
Yes, git add, sorry. Fatal adding files. I'm coming. There's a git. Let me do this. I'm coming. Git push. Oh, not pushing again. Say what? Fatal push some reference. I'm coming. Let us start our project first and see. Let's add many things. Let's say so now to start our project, we will come to this later, and then we will push everything. So now if you come to this now, we will write for the shortcut sheet plus this one here, just for our shortcut, and then we name our document as ATM, our ATM card, right? And then accept this person also. Okay, so after this, after when I have Oh my god, and I don't want to, these people are just, so after when I have added this now, so what should happen? I'm coming, let me close this. Now under my body, now this our top files here, this title. So the title is what is it's what is referring to all the name of that particular web page, right? So this basically this title here that you are seeing here, that's the title that is showing on all this kind of these ones that you are seeing. They are the title. So now which I've written this one as the ATM card, right? So under our body, this is where we start our designing. Mm. So now, but before that, we should we've already said that the HTML is what is what is taking care of the structure of any web pages, right? So now, why the CSS is what is dealing with the styles. So what we just have to do now, we have to link this our HTML with our CSS. To do that, come down to your CSS, come down to state that your HTML under head, write you write what link. I don't be doing shortcut because of time. Link like this, link what relative, then what you say style sheet, right? Style sheet, then come down here, that's what href, and then you now put the name of that your style, which is the default name is style.css. Then okay, after that you close it. It means now what this one basically means is that you have linked this your HTML to with your CSS. That is the styling, which this one is the best way to style. This styling that we've done here is what they call
Screenshot.
external. You said?
Okay, okay, I can see it now. Back, it's back.
Okay, okay, okay. Now this is what, so this is the what they call external CSS, which is the best way to use, because it means that you want to separate your HTML files from your CSS files, right? So and this one is the best method, so that because if you are joining your HTML with your CSS, it will look so bogus and it will look somehow. So that's why it's best to separate them. So after then that we are done here. So now if you have to preview, if you have to preview, I told you the guys to download an extension, which I've explained that one in our previous videos. So now if I should preview this my work here now, you will see now that this one now is not showing ATM. Can you see that here? Can you see that here now? I'm coming, then bring it back there. You see, if I should over my cursor here, you see ATM, and because I've not designed anything, that's why it's not showing here. But you can see that my IP has changed to 1.27 and the rest, right? So sorry, someone is calling me. So now after that, without wasting much of our time, come down to this. So now we want to start styling. To start styling, there's something that we called class. There's something that we call selector under CSS. For CSS, we have the syntax for CSS. They are just three. The first one is what they call selector. The second thing is what they call property, while the third syntax is what they call value. So you see all your HTML elements, they are the selectors, right? So now I want to create, I think the best way for me is to be using this in shortcut because of time. If I use dot container here, it's now I've created a div container here, which you'll see this class. While what we use this class for is that now you might have numerous elements that we have the same element name, but this class we use this to extend that particular element to do something else. Now let's assume that I have P class, PLM, P, and you want to design for each in different ways. So now one of the way to extend that is to use div class, right? And if you want to access this on your CSS, what you have to do is what you have to use dot before the name. Is that clear now? So now for this my div class now that I've done here now, so it means that now that I've created a container for this div, right? So now instead of me to call div now, what I will be calling is, it is this my container. Exactly. So now, and before that, I can also create an header file, header element. So this header element, now listen, there's something that they call that we called semantic. Semantic means that you should use the actual element for each of your program. Now, for example, now you see with just only this div, I can use it to achieve anything that you want to do on your project, anything that you want to create. Is it the navigation? Is it the button? Is it the pictures, the menus, anything that you are seeing on your web pages? You can use one element to achieve it all. But the problem is that it is not semantic. Why is it not semantic? It's because it will be difficult for you. Let's assume that you have a bug later on. It will be difficult for you to locate. But once you are using semantic, that is, you are using each element with their normal names, it will be easier for you, right? So now, header now, it means the header for our page, anything that they call header, the segment is up here, right? The structure, we have header is up, footer is down. So header is where you see all this your navigation, where you click something that they call 9 dots. Yeah, there's something where menu will pop out. They are called what? Header, right? You see this footer here. This one is located downside here. Let's say I'm coming. Let me show you one of my websites that I'm designing, or that I just designed for one school. Let me show you one. Sorry, let me show you one website, so that I just use that to explain that. I'm sorry. So you will get to understand, so that it will be live. Or let me use another. Okay, this is slow. So what I was just trying to say before this one finish loading, your header is located at the top, your footer is located at the down. Like you will see everything like copyright, contact us, like designed by someone or developed by someone. So all these, they are called footer. That side that you are seeing downward, they are called footer, right? So now what you just have to do after this, because this is still loading, I think, which I'll show you later. Not loading. Wow. This side can't be reached. But for this one, not to waste our time. But hope you have just understood what I'm just trying to say. So now this one now is now semantic, because I want to bring in some things. Yeah, right. I want to bring in some things. So now this one is now semantic. So after this, please, I hope you are all with your system. I want to create another class. Let's call it logo. Yes, let's call it logo. I can say logo like this, logo like this. Correct. So now I want to bring in one of these, right, which is my MasterCard, and the tag for image is this. Then I will locate the icon here, and then select the MasterCard. This is my MasterCard. If I should save it, and I go back to my this one, the website that I want to show you. Now you see this one here is the header. This anything top is the header. So now if you should come down here now they are the footer. This down here, right? Oh, we are all clear. So now if I should come down here now, you see now that my MasterCard has been uploaded now. Please, are we all clear? Are we all there?
Yes, we are. Yes.
So now, correct. So now this is how to upload images. So now under this, I want to, you will see that under our ATM, you will see that there's still MasterCard. Let me use H3, or let me use H4 for it. I say Mastercard, right? If I should save, but what you will notice here, you see that this thing is too big. It's too big, but you can say my Mastercard has been uploaded, or because we want to use this as logo. But don't worry, I will see. So let's just continue with our designing. So now what you just have to do now is go back to your style. There's something that they call general selector, right? General selector. That is and that general selector is star. That is this star. What it means under CSA, it means that there are some particular thing that you want to affect. You want it to affect all your designing. So if you are designing as a web page, all the browsers that you are seeing, our Google Chrome, our Mozilla Firefox, and so they have their own designing for their browsers. But this star selector, it means that you don't want to use their own, right? So now I want to, what you understand now, there's something that they call box model, which we call margin. Let me use something to explain for you guys. Let me use this thing to explain. You see this thing that you are seeing here now, this my meet google.sharing is your screen. Just assume everything that you are seeing on your web page, they are in this format, like a button, right? You see this your outer space, this your black is what they call margin. You see this inner space here, this your inner space, the one that you see here, and you all see down here, the one you see sideways here, side right, they are called padding, right? You see this line that you see like a rectangle, they are called border, and this thing that you are seeing inside this meat is called content. Please, are we clear? Are we clear for that?
Yes.
So anything that you are seeing, anything that you are seeing under your website, they are in this format. Everything, I'm telling everything. So it's just if you want it to be visible or not, depending on your designing. But just consider that everything that you are seeing, they are more of like button like this with 4 sides. So that's why our box model, they have 4 values. It's top, this top here, this right, this bottom, and this left. That is, we have margin top, margin what, right, margin bottom, margin left. This is your border, your line here, they are called the border. Border top, right, bottom, left. Your padding, that's the inner space, top, right, bottom, left. Please, are we clear now? But if you don't want to use the default browser on, which is recommended because your own design is different, because there's something that we also learn later, that's responsiveness. That is, if you want your designs to meet up with all the gadgets that someone is, because as a developer, this is your optimum, this is your peak. That is, anything that you are designing, any product that you are designing, the product should be able to work in all people's devices, which we don't know. Now that's what they call responsiveness. And this is where people will tend to say, wow, your work is great. Oh, this one is fine. That is, you will design for all the. Now, there are some people that are using iPhone, some are using Android, some are using smaller screen, some are using bigger screen. So now, as a developer, now you have to design for all these gadgets, and your proposal should be able to work on all these gadgets. So now, in essence, this selector, this star selector, the general selector, it means that I don't want to use their own default margin pattern. So that's what you now come down here. You now write margin, and put 0. That is, you are removing their this thing. I'm coming. You know what? I think the best. Let me use one. What's the name? One this thing, so that it will be easier for us. Control Shift P. Let me hide this. Control Shift P. Let me use preview. Let me use one extension so that it will be somehow easier for us. So let me use this. So instead of me to be fine. instead of me to be navigating, so I will just be seeing all the answers here. So fine. So now let's go back to my CSS. So now after when I have, if I should save this, you see what you see what is happening to this. If I save Ctrl S, you see something is toggling right. It means that I've removed the default margin for the browser. Come down to padding here too. You say padding. I say 0. Please, are we all clear?
Yes.
So correct. So now there's not something now. It's very important. That's box sizing. Like I told you that everything that you are seeing it with the help of. See, any project that you are doing, please always do this first. Then I'll put border box. That is the which I will explain that one particular later on. But let me just use one as example for you guys. There's something that you have to know later on, as which is that the inspects, which will also come later if you right click. See, this is what they call box size. Can you see that? You see my margin, you see my border, you see my padding. So now this is what they call box sizing. Everything like what I told you, everything that you are seeing it with the help of what? With the help of you are seeing it as you'll be seeing like a box. So now if I over my this thing, see that it's affecting this one layer. It means that this one is my context. This top here now is my padding. That's this space here. Then my border is this line that you are seeing here now. Then my margin is the outer space here. Yeah. We will also come to this later on because this one is another topic alone that you have to know as a developer. So after when you are done with this, I have one particular font. Font is this is one of the things you also know as a developer. If you're designing, you must know what they call typography. You must know how to use fonts. You must like text, which I know that most of you are familiar with your Microsoft Word. So we have different fonts. You have Poppins, Sans Serif. You have New Times Roman, Arial, and the rest, right? So, but me, what I want to use for this, just go for font family. Me, what I love using is this one, this Korean monospace or Time News Roman here, serif. That is any text that any text. See what will happen to this text now. This is my text under this my MasterCard. If I save it, okay, the default mark it's even time. But let me try to change it and see. Let me try to change to something else. Let me change it to, let me say Korea, and if I should save it, you see what happened to this my text, right? So what this one means, general, it means that any text that you are, don't forget, I call it universal general selector. It means everything, this font now that I've specified now, it should happen to any text that I'm writing here. But me, I don't like this font. Let me change back it to my what? To my Time News Roman. If I should save, it will change back to my Time News Roman. Please, are we clear now? Hello? Please, are we clear?
Yes.
So now,
Yes.
you see now that my image is too big. My image is too big. And I told you selector, to call this selector now, this class, sorry, you have to use dots. And this one is a parent to this. That is, this one is inside this one. That's child. This one, this image now, this H4 now, they are inside this logo. So I want to design, so I want to do something on this logo. That is, I want the logo to be too small because this one is too big. So I want it to be too small. And so now, and this one, body is the parent. This one is child to body. This one too is inside this. So that's what they call them nested element. This one is inside this. Now, it means that now this one is the parent to this. That is, if I'm calling this one now, if I want it to affect this, I have to call this one and then let it go and affect this image. Since it is only image that I want it to have. So now what this one means is that if you should click on logo, it will affect everything that is inside logo. But if you specify logo and you specify the element you want inside, it means that you want your particular design to just maintain inside that one, right? So now if I now to come to this now, I say dot logo, if I say dot logo, and then the elements for my image is img. Now come img here, then do this, right? And our what we use to resize image is what they call resolution, and that's our width and height, right? Width, height, which we've also done this in our normal school, right? So we've known our length, our height, and we've known our width. So now, since it is the width that I want to reduce, I just say width. Let me change to 40 pixel. So you see this pixel that I'm using, that is the unit that we use to resize. You can use pixel, you can use percentage, but percentage is more powerful than pixel, which I will also explain. If I should save it now, you see now that my image has reduced. Please, are we clear now? Are we getting it? Hello? Any question, please? Let me see the people that are inside. Please, any question?
No question, sir.
So correct. So let me continue. So if I should, you see now that this. Let me use this man. Now you can see that this one is as reduced. But let me use my percentage as this thing. If I should use 40% and save it, you see that it's bigger, which means percentage is more bigger than this. Please, are we getting it? Are you getting it, please?
Yep.
Ask question or if you have.
Yes, we are getting it.
So fine, correct. So now the next thing that I have to do now is, let me allow this one. Correct. So now the next thing that I have to do now, the next thing that I have to do now is, let me change back this to my pixel. I want us to move faster, or let's use 45. Let me add it a little bit. Let me use 45. I think this one is okay now. So now let me bring in my other icons too. That's for the chip. So now come down to this div here now and put image also, image tag, and let's locate our chip. And this is it. Let me use PNG, and I should save it. Can you see our chip here now? Can we see it here now? So now, correct. So now after this, so I told you the designing part of our anything. Now let me use this one. Let me use this one here now. You see this one here. This one, these things that you are seeing here now, this your URL up here. So they are what the title is all about, right? You see this your body that you are seeing. Your body is from this side down to here. Anything that you are designing, anything that you are seeing, any website that you are visiting, those things that you are seeing, they are inside body. The body is where all our designs are, all our components and everything, right? So now I want to make these things now. I want to design for my body. I want it to do a particular work inside, right? So now to do that, if I should come back to my HTML, you will see that this body here, this my body, that's the element name, right? Then go back to your CSS, and if I want to call the body, what do I do? I say body, and put my normal CSS syntax. So now, during our previous class, I was explaining something about web pages, and I related to it to your Microsoft Word that you are familiar with, right? That they are more of like that your Microsoft page that you are seeing. So, and you can see if you are scrolling, you will see a lot of pages right under this thing. That's the same thing that is happening to this your web page here now. So now if you are scrolling, you can create, it is more of like there are a lot of pages under, and I told you anything about website, it's just more of like clicking, and that's why Tim Berners-Lee created web pages, which I've also explained during our previous class, the reason why they created the website. So now if I want my design to maintain, let me use one example so that you get to understand. Let me use minimum height as my property, and let me use 200 view height. If I should save it, now let me go back to this. Now you see now that something has come down here. Can you see that a scrollable button has come? But now I want my design to maintain this one only, this page only, without me scrolling. Now if you are creating like this website now, you see that it has scrolling because it has a lot of content, right? But now this one, I don't want it to have scrolling. So now what you have to do now, the default is 100. The size of this your web page is 100. Just change this one to 100 and save it. If I should go back to this now, you see now the scrolling has gone. Please, do you understand? I will get it. So now, correct. So now the next thing, let's align our let's make it as, let's bring this center. Use a flex property. If you use your flex property, you can align the items to center for it to come center. If I should save it, you see now that it has come to center here. Now it has come down here, but I want it to come to this center, the middle of my this thing. Then the next thing you have to do, just do justify content and put it as center also, and save. You can see how I'm styling now, right? Can you see that now? Please, if you have question, please ask question. If you have question, please. Which I believe none of you have question, right? So now I have justified this center. Now it has come to center, and this is what I want to do for my body now. So now the next thing is that you see that our ATM card is more of like 4 figure. I told you anything that you are seeing, it is more of like what's the name? It is more of like a button, right? A four sides object, like top, that has top, right, bottom, left, right. So now if I should come down to this my HTML, you see that I've created a container class for it, and that has like, you see now, if I try to highlight, you see that it's bringing me like four something, like 1 2. It is because this one, they are joined together. If I should remove this one now, let me first remove this my MasterCard and see. If I should over this, you see, can you see that it is more like you're seeing like 4 sides here, right? So but let me go back, since I need this thing, and save it. So now what you just have to do now is that I want to bring out the shape of my ATM. So, and I've already created, I want it to be as a container. And what you have to do now is, let me now come back to my CSS, and let me select this my container. And if I want to locate a class, is what dot container, because that's what I want to style for. And then I'll put my brace here. Now first thing, let me put let me first put, what can I do to make it to visible. Let me try to use background color so that you get to see what I'm trying to say. Background color, let me use this one. Let me first use this aqua. Aha! See what happened? You see now that the shape of something has come out. 4. Top, right, bottom, left. So now, but let me, for it not to be juggling, write this thing as position and put it as relative. Then come down here again. Let's put our padding. So what will happen with our padding that I just explained earlier on? I want a space to happen within. I told the padding is a space within this here now. So let me put the padding of 40 pixel and save it. You see now that it has expanded a little bit. Can we see it now? Now you see that our this is curved at the edge. Our, what's the name? Our ATM is curved, and that one is what they call border radius. I told this line that you are seeing here, this line, they are called border. This one is the padding. The outer space here is the margin, and this your thing here, they are the content. If I should use border radius and I put, let's say, 30 pixel for it, and I save it, see now that this one has curved a little bit. Please, are we getting it? So, but I want it to come to have a little bit, to somehow flat, to have a lengthy something before. So, but I don't want it to overstretch. You can even first set your maximum width. That is, it should not pass this width. Let me put it as let me say 350. That is, I don't know the actual width for this thing, but now I've said that. So the width that I want to attach to this, it should not exceed 350. Now inside this 350, I want 100 width inside it. 100%. Now I cannot use what 100% here now. Please, are you getting it? See what happened here now. Please, any question, please? Please, any question? Hello? Let me see, these people are inside. Oh my god. So now, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So now, what I'm just trying to say now is that now I want to bring out, like I told you earlier on, that everything that you are seeing, just assume that you are seeing it as like a box, something that has four sides: top, right, bottom, left, and then I now tried to show you just something. Now, since I've already specified a content here, a container here, and if I want to call this container here as a class name, I have to come back here and say dot container. Let's say dot container here, and then I will specify. So now what I just tried to do here is I will try to bring out something. Let me use another, let's use blue here now. So now I just try to explain the concept of this box model. You see that everything that you're seeing is more like this, top, right, bottom, left, right? And then you see that with the help of this background color, now I have brought this thing out. So now if I should include padding to it, let's say padding of 30 pixel, see what will happen. You see that it has somehow enlarged, right? So, and then, but what I just want here is if, just to explain this one here is our padding, the outer space here is the margin, and this our content, and this line, these four lines that you are seeing, they are the border. So now, and you will see that the ATM used to be what to be curved, right? So now to do that is what we call border radius. Just come down and write what border radius, and let me put let's use 30 pixel too also. Save it. Can you see that now that this one has been curved, right? So now what you have to do now, next, come down this and set as how I explained that view height during our body. Please, did you all hear about that one when I was explaining the view height of our of the body? When I change this view height to 100, right? Hello? Did you, please, when I was explaining that view height, please, did you all hear it then? You said that view height. Now this view height. Now let me change this. Now let me go back to this. This view height. This view height that I'm saying, that this our body. This our body that you are seeing. I told you that the default is 100. Now if I should change this one, let's assume that I change this now to 200. To 200, I save it. If I should come back to this, you see now that a scrollable something has come to this web page now. But I want to maintain one page. I want to maintain one page. That's why I now change this, and the default is 100. The size of your screen is 100. The default size is 100. Now if I should come down back to this, you see that there's no scrollable button again. Do you understand now? So that's what I'm now, that's the same concept that I'm trying to explain to this now. Because you see that our ATM card is somehow, it has some space, right, within the width portion. So now, and I don't want this thing to overstretch. So what I'm now to do now, I can now add a maximum width, that this my width should not exceed 350 pixel, right? Don't overstretch to more than this. That's the meaning of this max width property. Huh? Now among these 350, I want you to give me width of what? 100 pixel. Sorry, you see pixel is small, but let me change it to percentage now. You see what will happen? Can you see it now? Please, are we getting something?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, our time is almost up. Let me see our time. We have just 16 minutes. Please, any question?
Hope the lecture is recorded.
Yes, it's recorded. Don't worry, it's recorded. I think let me just let's reach like 9 minutes before we now, and I want us to finish this one this week. Oh, I want us to finish it this week. Can we schedule on Sunday also to finish it up, please, before Monday or Saturday? No, I think I have class not Saturday. Can we schedule on Sunday? I want us to start another project by Monday, please. Sunday, sorry, not Saturday, Sunday, like the same 8:30. Hmm? Who is this calling me? Hello? Please, someone should talk. Can we do that on Sunday?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, fine.
But Sunday is
Okay, Sunday is good. Like still the same hour 8:30. So now let me continue with
Sunday is okay.
Okay, fine. So now, but me now, I want to use a particular, like I want to use a particular image for this as my background, which I've also shown you, depending on, because me I want to design, like let's say that my own customized ATM. Hmm? So, and which I've already shown you on how to download different things, because I told you that everything that you are seeing now, it is more of like they are more of like libraries that just go online, just download. The only thing that you just have to do now, just know how to to manipulate. So now me I want to use a particular background for this, not this normal background color, but let's assume now that maybe I want to design for let's say for something like let's say like GT Bank. So for your GT Bank, their color, if I want to use a color palette, which I also explain this later on our this thing, I will explain this later on how to use this color palettes for GT Bank. Is it red? Oh, what's that? GT?
Orange.
Orange color?
GT is orange.
Something like this.
Yeah.
Something like this go? Depending.
Yes.
Say, but me, what I just want to use here, what I want to use, another property that I will teach you is what they call background image. Since I've already downloaded something on it, this our icon here, and this image here now that's seeing, where is it? This background here, this one, this is what me I want. This is what I want to use. So now just go back to this your background image, and if you want this one to reflect on this, you are now to specify something that called URL uniform resource locator like this, and then put your double quotes, and now the name of the this thing, which is let's say icon slash bg
Hello?
background, then save it.
Diamond Odele.
Can you see that now? Please, I think we can call it a day now because of our time. Please, any question? We'll finish it up on Sunday, please, as soon as possible, and then we will finish it up. After when we are done, we will now push it with to our GitHub, please, and then we will now host it. You see how to host too. After when we've hosted it, so it's just the link that we need. So after when you are done with your link, that's the link that you can share to anyone to view your project. Please, is that clear, please? So we will finish it, please, and don't let us come late, please. We want to, once we are all punctual, believe me, we can finish it up that Sunday. It's very, very simple. This is not supposed to even take like 20 minutes because of some explanations. That's why. Please, any questions based on what we've done so far? No question, right? So with the absence of this, I think we can call it a day. And with this, I've explained some concept behind our box model, what you need to know about typography, and what you need to know about the selectors in CSS. I told you sometimes you just have to do more of your own aspect too, because I believe that as we are going, this should be a project thing. So you should just try to be learning some of the basics from your own end too, right? Like you should be able to know the basic of HTML, the basic of CSS, the basic of what JavaScript. So here we just try to be elaborating through project. Hmm? So that's why I'm just trying. So as you will see now that as we are doing the project, I'm trying to explain some concepts too behind it. I think that's how I want it to be. But instead of us to be learning project, because that's just the mistake that most developers are doing now. You'll be learning syntax, you'll be learning just variables. But if you want to do it as if you want to incorporate it into a project, it will not be a problem now. But I think with this, if you are explaining some concept and you are seeing the live project, I think it will help you a lot. So see you guys on Sunday, the same time 8:30, and make sure you practice, please. Coding programming is all about practicing. It's not something that you can just learn theoretically, like let it just be reading. No, you have to practice. Once you are practicing, and then you will get to understand what's. So you see all these codes that we are writing, I will turn it to a pamphlet, which I will also share with you guys later for those that want to read, and I will explain each step in that pamphlet. So, but my condition is that is just only those people that are inside class that will be able to access it. And why, if you're not in class, believe me, it will be persuaded, like how I did. So, please see you guys next on Sunday. And in case you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask. So, take care. Bye bye.